Hi, I just wanted to come on here today and have a little bit of a discussion and tell you my thoughts about the recent documentary on Netflix, Escaping the Twin Flame Universe, and what happened there. I actually have not seen the documentary myself because I don't actually watch TV and I don't have Netflix, but I'm quite aware of the situation, and over the years was aware of Twin Flame Universe and Jeff and Shalia. So I'm not in the dark about what actually went on there. I was definitely aware of the situation back then. And, there was some exposure a while back about someone who had exposed what was going on behind the scenes. So I thought I would give you my thoughts on this because I'm sure many are wondering, the people that have seen it or have at least heard about it and just wondering, what is my take on it? What do I think about this? So obviously this is big news. This is a big hit to the twin flame community, obviously. However, this has been going on. They've been in the community for quite some time. And so it's just come to a head, basically. And it did need to get the exposure that it got. And it's time to discuss what went on there and how do we move forward now in the twin flame community. Because now there is definitely some bad publicity or bad press or bad information that's been put out there, and now we have to navigate under the new circumstances. And so basically, on one level, this is really an attack on all twin flames, okay? Because the dark forces want to cause confusion. They want to cause division, and they want to cause all of these problems, obviously, for the twin flame community, because twin flames have come here for a mission to help humanity move into new earth. And so of course there's going to be these false prophets and these people that come in and do very destructive things that are actually working for darker forces themselves. And then on top of that, then this documentary coming out, it's a game that they have played for a long time. They have always tried to make conspiracy theorists look like they're crazy. They have tried to discredit the truth. They have basically been trying to cause a rift, tried to cause it to be something negative. Like I said, they did this with conspiracy theorists. Anybody who spoke outside of the common thread, what was being played on the news, basically, was called a conspiracy theorist. And they had done this over time to discredit anybody who spoke outside the box. Well, they're kind of doing this now too with anybody who's on the twin flame journey. It makes you look like you're crazy. It makes you look like you're in a cult or something. And so it's there to discredit and to confuse and to bring twin flames down and just to create all of this division now within the community. And anybody who comes and stumbles across twin flames, well, what are they going to see? They're going to see these frauds is what they were. And so, and the harm that they caused, basically, it causes a disruption in the awakening process, because people on the twin flame journey now are going to be starting to question things, and anybody stumbling onto twin flame information is also going to get some of this misinformation now and to see the harm that has come. So that's number one. That's probably the biggest thing that I see as being what my thoughts are about it. And then also for what actually took place there, I'd like to believe that they started out with good intentions. I'd like to believe that they weren't really starting out malicious. I'd like to think that they started out with, some sort of good intent, right? But then what happens, unfortunately, for a lot of people is that once they get a little bit of fame, once they get some money and these things, they get power, they get greedy, they get puffed up in ego and all of these things. They get power hungry, and it appears to me, whether they started out that way or not, they definitely ended up that way. And that's how cults are created. That's how it goes down is that the person or the people that are the leaders of these groups, right, they get power hungry and greedy. Anytime that we do that and we get puffed up with ego and pride, well, this is very, very destructive, and this is definitely not, enlightened behavior. This is not somebody who has a soul that is evolved and is a true master. So anybody out here who is, teaching within the twin flame community, you really want to look for humility. This is the kind of behavior that is really what a master is. They're humble. They just are. They're not out there putting people down. They're not out there puffing themselves up with pride, and they're not greedy, okay? That's just not what it looks like. So we have to use discernment, and these are some of the key things that we should notice when we are out there looking for information and we're looking for somebody to teach us or guide us. We should want to look at their character more than even what they're saying, because their character was definitely showing some red flags. So, I remember looking at some of their content, and, the way that he was speaking was very arrogant. He was calling himself Jesus. That's a typical cult activity right there. To anytime somebody starts calling themselves Jesus, just realize that that's a cult, and they start puffing themselves up with pride, saying how great they are all the time, and talking down to people, making people feel insignificant or stupid or all of these things. And just their behavior and their character alone was a huge, huge red flag. So even if what they're saying sounds good, really you want to look at their character. So, the way I was raised from my father, because he was very enlightened and he had lots of wisdom, and he would, he was very humble, okay? He was a very humble man, and he, would always tell us, you should never think more of yourself than you need to. And what he meant by that was you don't put yourself down or think less of yourself, but also don't put yourself up above people either. So you want to stay in that middle ground. You don't want to be puffed up with pride, basically. And he would also say, it's better to give than to receive. Now, of course, these are words from Jesus, and it's, that's the kind of mentality or the mantra you want your guides, your spiritual gurus to have a giving character. Yes, guides and gurus need to receive as well. That is just, obviously, there's a reciprocation, of course, but they should also be giving as well. They shouldn't only be concerned with money. They shouldn't only be promoting themselves, always trying to make an income. Shouldn't all be all about that. Sure, if they have to put food on their table, but it should be done in a way that's modest, that's fair, that's not overly aggressive as far as they're promoting themselves and their material and saying how great they are. All of these things are definitely red flags. So, that's really another part of what I think about this situation. And then moving forward, okay, we need to just take a deep breath and realize, everything's okay. That was sort of an isolated event, really, and it doesn't reflect what twin flames truly are, because twin flames, it's a real thing. Twin flames are real. We're really here right now on this earth. We're really moving into 5D. We're really moving into new earth. Let's not let it tarnish our journey and our path. Let's move forward now in a positive way, and let's have discernment. This was a very big lesson for people to have discernment. This is really, really important on your spiritual journey, because we will come across people who are deceivers. whether they know they are or not, whether they intend to be or not. So it's very unfortunate for those who were, deceived by them. But we do have to just keep moving forward. We have to recognize that. That was important for people to see that for sure, because it was very sad what they were doing. It was definitely a cult. But there have been many cults, religiously, politically, many different kinds of cults have existed. And, these things do happen. So we need to, of course, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So, don't let this affect you too much, affect your journey. Yes, look at it. We don't want to spiritually bypass. We don't want to, not look at those things. So it's important that we look at it, we take a good look at it, but they don't reflect the rest of the community. They don't reflect true twin flames. Let's put it that way. True twin flames are here on a mission. We are experiencing this journey. We have to keep just moving forward and stay strong, basically. Stay strong and keep moving forward, and don't let the doubt creep in too much. It's okay to get a little bit of a shock from that. It's okay to look at it, but don't let it affect you too deeply. Just keep moving forward. This is really important, that we don't allow the forces that are trying to create doubt to actually achieve that. So it's important that you stay strong, be true to your own self and true to your own journey, and keep moving forward. But anyway, I will go ahead and finish off here. I thank you very much for listening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.